If you struggle with productivity like everyone else, learn from a billionaire who still works 100 plus hours a week. There are as many opinions about Elon Musk as there are companies under his name, but say what you want about the eccentric genius, no person alive is known to be as hyperproductive as the 51-year-old CEO of Tesla. That doesn't mean you have to learn how to forego showers or sleep on the couch in your office. Not everyone's cut out to be a workaholic entrepreneur like Musk. But there are plenty of gold nuggets we can pick from the life of Elon Musk. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, let's go through the top 10 productivity secrets of Elon's to reach insane success. But before we begin, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel, so you never miss out on any new video. Done? Well then let's begin. Number 10. Have overly ambitious goals. In order to achieve great things, you must plan greater things. One of the most distinctive habits of Elon Musk is that he's always pushing, constantly striving to surpass his ambitious timelines for reaching his daring goals. Musk is clearly inspired by the reality distortion field phenomenon. It was something that Apple's late CEO Steve Jobs used to do. Jobs would often give his employees extremely tight deadlines for projects bordering on unrealistic. But in truth, he was trying to distort the reality of his employees so that even if they failed to reach the mark, they would still accomplish the task with a sense of urgency and maximum productivity. Of course, that certainly doesn't mean building castles in the air and doing nothing to make them a reality. Following through on the goals you set is just as important. For instance, Elon set a goal for his company Tesla to build 5,000 Model 3 cars every month by the end of 2017. The result? Tesla reached its goal by the end of June 2018. They came within hours of achieving this milestone. What we can learn from this story is that you can only do as much as you push yourself to, and Elon knows it. He creates an atmosphere of intense urgency and a sharp sense of time to push his employees, and himself, to go all in. In other words, reach for Mars, so that if you miss, you'll land on the moon. Number 9. Do the important stuff first. At one point or another, we have all felt that there is too much to do and not enough time. And it's true. We're simply human beings with very limited reserves of time and energy, but with an infinite number of things to do. So how does Musk, the CEO of Tesla, SpaceX and Neuralink, manage to handle it all without a sweat? He does the most important work first thing in the morning. He wakes up at 7 AM and pours his attention on the most critical work, like reading and responding to important emails for at least half an hour. Musk filters out everything that is a non-priority and focuses on what really needs to be done. According to Musk, it's best to focus on signal over noise. He doesn't waste time on stuff that doesn't actually make things better. So find your most important task of the day and use your most energetic hours to complete it. Your most important task could be anything as long as it creates the most impact on your work. Number 8. Be open to learning new things. The advice of developing a growth mindset gets thrown around a lot, and it is the one that gets ignored the most. Why? Because it sounds vague, requires practice, and promises no immediate results. But all great things have small beginnings, and when we look at someone as intelligent and knowledgeable as Elon Musk, we must realise that he did not become as productive and sharp-minded overnight. Musk has been infatuated by the pursuit of learning from the start. He would often read 2 books a day when he was a kid, and spend most of his time in the library reading science fiction books. In fact, he read the whole Encyclopedia Britannica when he was 9 years old. Elon's penchant for learning new things and understanding unfamiliar concepts makes him good at absorbing information and adapting to the constant change and disruption in his industry. His drive for learning new things is also the secret of his productivity. Elon Musk is living proof of how far a growth mindset can take you. What if you too tried to follow in his footsteps and tried to learn one new thing every day? Pick up a book in your downtime, listen to a podcast on your way to work, or perhaps enroll yourself in an online course. In today's age, knowledge is more accessible than ever. Make use of the privilege and develop a growth mindset. Number 7. Clarify your communication. In Elon Musk's book, communication is the vessel of every company, and effective communication is the biggest factor in productivity. Hence, it's no surprise that the founder of SpaceX puts heavy emphasis on the length, method, and means of communication in his companies. For instance, Elon hates involving any chain of command while communicating something. According to him, communication should travel the briefest route possible to get the job done. Any manager trying to enforce a chain of command communication may soon be working somewhere else. What Elon means is that if a worker on the floor has an idea or something he needs to communicate to the VP, then he shouldn't have to go through the manager or any middlemen. Communication should be as direct as possible to save time and avoid misunderstandings. Another thing that Elon Musk loathes is something that no one likes, but everyone uses: obscure acronyms. Elon advises his employees to stay away from all sorts of long and confusing acronyms that inhibit clear communication. And while his suggestion was concerned with his own company, it applies everywhere. Ask yourself, if you were Elon Musk, what would your communication look like? The answer is brief and concise emails addressed directly to the person concerned. Number 6. Focus on where you lack. You would think that the richest man on the planet must be satisfied with his accomplishments and grateful for what he has. And while it's certainly good to be grateful, you should never become so satisfied with your skills that you stop improving. That may be why Elon Musk is never satisfied with where he is right now at any given time, regardless of how proud he is of all he has accomplished so far. Because like many successful people, Musk knows you can always improve. You can always do better, be smarter, be faster, know more, learn more, and therefore be better at your craft. If you put in enough effort, you can learn anything. Even if you fail to learn what you set out to, it's never an effort in vain because you learn what approach works and what doesn't. As long as you don't limit yourself to a fixed mindset, you can always improve. Number 5. Group tasks together to multitask. We've all heard that multitasking is often a fool's errand. You spread your energy onto multiple tasks without doing justice to any one of them. But in a hyper-productive environment, sometimes it's essential to multitask if you want to stay on top of things. And the reason it's a good idea to multitask sometimes is how Elon Musk swears by it. Musk believes that strategic multitasking can increase your productivity when performing simple tasks that don't call for intense focus. It's something he likes to call batch processing. Examples include eating lunch while at a meeting, or checking emails while eating breakfast or lunch. It is best to stack tasks that demand the same level of focus though. That way, you can easily get more accomplished without wasting time or energy. Number 4. Use a calendar to plan for tasks instead of a to-do list. To be more effective and efficient, scheduling with a calendar as opposed to a to-do list enables you to group your daily, weekly, and monthly chores into manageable chunks. As an illustration, think about paying all bills at the same time each month, working together on all spreadsheets once a week, and responding to emails, texts, and social media posts at the same time every day. This high-level planning boosts productivity for similar tasks and saves time by preventing the loss of momentum caused by losing focus when switching between tasks. Number 3. Utilize continuous self-analysis to establish a feedback loop. I believe having a feedback loop, where you constantly consider what you've been doing and how you may do it better, is incredibly important. You must constantly seek to better both yourself and your methods of working if you want to be more productive. Elon believes that receiving criticism and feedback is the greatest method to figure out what went wrong in a process and how to fix it. He thinks that criticism is most beneficial when it's negative, since it's typically the most direct, unadulterated, and emotionless feedback. According to him, closing the employee feedback loop quickens the pace of invention. Number 2. Think from the ground up. Musk theories and experiences are not his foundation. He learns everything from scratch. First principles thinking examines each step of a process or system and reverses a complex problem. By examining the most fundamental principles that determine success or failure, thinking from the first principles seeks to identify failure as a potential area for improvement. In order to identify a model's or system's essential core principles, opinions, beliefs, assumptions, traditions, and predictions should not be included in the analysis. We can see right through the distorted filters of experience with this strategy and identify the real factors that contribute to success. Number 1. Create rather than complaint. The majority of people complain about traffic congestion, not Elon. Musk sought solutions rather than complaining about the issue. As a result, his Boring Company designed a network of tunnels to alleviate traffic congestion. The best way to get the results you really want is to make your own future. Mike Kogi of Wolfie benefited from this lesson in the growth of his business. He states, "Complaints are a sign that there is a problem that needs to be fixed. Innovative ideas that people actually need can be found by listening to complaints. But you have to go one step further and find an actual solution." Elon Musk is a fascinating character to study. An entrepreneur, a Stanford dropout, a father, and a space rocket owner. There is something for everyone to learn when it comes to the life of this Silicon Valley billionaire. The 10 tips above are but a tip of the iceberg, but if you can implement even half of them into your life, it will change the way you work forever. That's all for today's video. If you liked it, please consider to like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any new video. And while you're at it, why not share it with your friends? With that said, I'll see you in the next one.